The music industry was built on the assumption that lightning never strikes twice. For most artists, one giant hit meant a short window and a long farewell. But some acts had no interest in a graceful exit. These are 10 one-hit wonders who refuse to disappear. Number 10. Chumbawamba. The band formed in 1982 in the Leeds squatting community, spending 15 years releasing music on independent labels and refusing every major deal on principle. Then, in 1997, they signed to EMI for a £100,000 advance and had a massive hit with Tub Thumping. In the United States, it reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topped 3 other Billboard charts. For a band whose catalog included a compilation album with a profanity aimed squarely at EMI, it was a staggering reversal.
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink, he sings songs that remind him of the good times.
The label wanted a follow-up that sounded exactly like Tub Thumping. Chumbawamba refused. They donated General Motors' licensing fee to activist groups Indie Media and Corpwatch, who used the money to launch an information and environmental campaign against GM. They went on to release 6 more albums, and 2 years after their last LP, they announced their disbandment after 30 years together. Tub Thumping still turns up in films, commercials, and video games, still earning long after the band called it quits.
I get knocked down, back it up again. You never keep me down. I get knocked down.
Number 9. Aha. Take On Me spent 27 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, where it peaked at number 1, and the song nabbed 6 MTV Video Music Awards. The track was originally released in 1984 but failed to make an impact. The group re-recorded the song with the help of producer Alan Tarney, releasing the new version in 1985. The label gave director Steve Barron a huge budget to make a second Take On Me video. At that point, Barron was a kingmaker, having had huge success directing videos like Michael Jackson's Billie Jean and Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. The Sun Always Shines on TV turned out to be Aha's last Hot 100 Top 40 single.
Sun always shines on TV.
And to this day in the United States, Aha is remembered by the general public almost entirely because of Take On Me. As such, the band is frequently considered a one-hit wonder there. The global story was a different matter entirely. In Norway, Aha have 8 number 1 albums. In Brazil, the band broke a global attendance record in 1991, playing for nearly 200,000 fans at the Rock in Rio festival. They released their latest album, True North, in 2022.
Don't let the forces that pull us apart.
Number 8. Dexys Midnight Runners. Soulful British post-punks, Dexys Midnight Runners became unlikely pop superstars when their skiffle-inflected banjo jam Come On. Eileen went to number 1 in multiple countries, including the US, thanks to high-rotation MTV play, and was Britain's overall top-selling single of 1982. The song won the award for Best British Single at the Brit Awards in 1983. In America, it was their only significant chart appearance, making them a textbook one-hit wonder in the country where it mattered most commercially. What followed was a story of remarkable stubbornness. Kevin Rowland suffered from financial problems, drug addiction, and depression. He said he had been too confident and too arrogant. When he went to sign on for a job seeker's allowance, another unemployed person recognized him and sang, "Come On, Eileen." In 2003, Roland reformed Dexys Midnight Runners and embarked on a successful comeback tour backed up with a greatest hits compilation. On July 30th, 2023, the band announced its first 14-date US tour in 40 years. Number 7. The Proclaimers. Few songs have demonstrated the staying power of I'm Gonna Be, 500 Miles. The Scottish twins, Craig and Charlie Reid, first released the track in 1988 to modest attention. It was its placement in the 1993 film Benny and June that launched it into the American mainstream, pushing it to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, and introducing the Proclaimers to an audience that had no idea what to make of two bespectacled men from Edinburgh, singing at full intensity and broad Scots accents. They never stopped recording. 11 studio albums followed their debut, each finding audiences in the UK and beyond. The duo's catalog became the foundation for the musical Sunshine on Leith, which opened in 2007 and was adapted into a feature film in 2013. I'm Gonna Be, 500 Miles, returned to number 1 in the UK in 2007 in a comic relief charity version featuring Peter Kay and Matt Lucas, nearly 25 years after the Reeds first formed the band. Number 6. Nena. "40 countries. That was how far 99 Luftballons traveled in early 1984, becoming one of the first German-language songs to crack the American charts in years. The five-piece West German New Wave act, fronted by singer Gabriele Kerner, released the song in both German and English, with the English version retitled 99 Red Balloons. The original German recording peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, a near miracle for a foreign-language record in 1984 America. It was their only U.S. chart appearance. But in Germany, the story was far from over. Nena went on to build a solo career under her stage name and her 2002 comeback album Nena Feet. Nena was a major commercial success in Germany. Her 2003 duet Anyplace, Anywhere, Anytime charted across Europe, and she has continued to record and tour in Germany for decades since. A star America forgot, and a country that never stopped listening. Before we continue, think back to when you first heard one of these songs on the radio, and it stopped you cold. Which one-hit wonder still hits hardest for you? Drop a comment below and let us know where you are watching from. Number 5. Tommy Tutone.
Are you a man who's full of sorrow?
Columbia Records pushed 8675309 Jenny onto radio playlists across America in early 1982, and the reaction was immediate. The song, written by Alex Call and Jim Keller, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and drove the album Tommy Tutone 2 to number 20 on the album charts. The phone number embedded in the song became such a cultural phenomenon that Americans were still calling it decades later, asking for Jenny, a prank that has never fully stopped. The follow-up album stalled, and the band quietly dissolved. Frontman Tommy Heath pivoted to a career in software engineering and computer analysis, a remarkable detour for a rock musician. But Heath never fully walked away. He continued touring under the Tommy Tutone name through the 2000s and beyond, performing 8675309 Jenny to audiences who had grown up with the song and never outgrown it. One 7-digit number, a lifetime on the road. Number 4. Soft Cell.
Sometimes I feel I've got to
43 consecutive weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. That was the chart run Tainted Love achieved across 1982, setting a record at the time for consecutive weeks on that chart.
tainted love. Now I know I've got
Mark Almond and Dave Ball had taken a 1964 Gloria Jones Northern Soul obscurity and transformed it into a cold, pulsing synth-pop masterpiece that became one of the defining sounds of the early MTV era. It peaked at number 8 in the US and hit number 1 in the UK. The duo broke up in 1984, with Almond building a substantial solo career and Ball moving into other projects. A remix of Tainted Love resurfaced as a commercial staple throughout the 1990s and 2000s, introducing the song to an entirely new generation. Soft Cell reformed in 2001, reunited again in 2018 for a major tour, and have periodically come back together since. Tainted Love remains one of the most licensed and recognized songs of its era, still appearing in films, advertisements, and television more than 4 decades on.
Now I'm gonna pack my things and go. Tainted love.
Number 3. Men Without Hats.
We can dance if we want to. Night is young and so high. We can just really come.
In 1982, from Montreal, Canada, came one of the strangest and most enduring MTV moments of the decade. Ivan Doroshuk of Men Without Hats filmed the safety dance in an English village setting, surrounded by a jester, a dwarf, and a woman in medieval costume, a visual so peculiar it became impossible to shake.
And we can act like we come from out of this world. Leave the real one far behind. We can dance.
The song peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1983 and became a defining artifact of the synthpop era, the kind of song that burrowed into the memory and refused to leave. Follow-up releases failed to replicate the moment, and by the mid-1980s, the band had faded from the mainstream.
We can dance. We can dance. Everybody's taking a chance. Ha 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 ha.
But Doroshuk quietly kept Men Without Hats alive, continuing to tour the nostalgia circuit and record new material. In 2012, he released Love in the Age of War. The band's first studio album in about 9 years, following 2003's No Hats Beyond This Point. Not a cash grab, not a reunion tour, a genuine creative statement, 4 decades after a dancing jester changed everything.
Safe to dance. Oh, it's safe to dance. It's
Number 2. Question Mark and the Mysterians. The night they recorded 96 Tears in early 1966, they were set up in a 4-track studio in Bay City, Michigan, with a combo organ carrying the melody. The recording took place on March 13, 1966, and the song hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October of that year.
96 tears, you're gonna cry. 96 tears.
Frontman Rudy Martinez performed exclusively under the name Question Mark and insisted to anyone who would listen that he was a visitor from the planet Mars, not a stage persona, a sincere personal belief, maintained without a flicker of irony. Minor follow-ups barely registered, and the band faded quickly from mainstream view. But Martinez never retired the persona or the sunglasses. He has fronted multiple incarnations of the Mysterians at classic rock and oldies festivals for over 50 years, still wearing dark glasses, still maintaining the extraterrestrial backstory, and still delivering 96 Tears to audiences who were there in 1966 and to younger fans who found the song later and felt something click. Number 1. The Knack. My Sharona reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 Singles chart, where it remained for 6 weeks, and was number 1 on Billboard's 1979 Top Pop Singles year-end chart.
My little pretty
The debut album, Get the Knack, held the #1 spot on Billboard's album chart for 5 consecutive weeks. My Sharona was Capitol Records' fastest gold status debut single since the Beatles' I Wanna Hold Your Hand in 1964. The Los Angeles Quartet were hailed as a leaner corrective to arena excess, and for one extraordinary summer, they were everywhere. The Knack never again came anywhere near the success of My Sharona. Their follow-up single Good Girls Don't made it to #11, but the band's next 2 albums both tanked. The Knack broke up in 1982. In 1994, My Sharona re-entered the Billboard chart when it was released as a single from the soundtrack of the Ben Stiller film Reality Bites. Doug Fieger continued to battle cancer until his death on February 14, 2010, at the age of 57, effectively bringing the band to an end. Surviving members Burton Avere and Prescott Niles occasionally reunited for tributes and select dates, performing My Sharona to honor Fieger and the band's legacy.